Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone to another Ref Brandon and the Todd family YouTube video, wherever you are, whatever you may be doing. Thank you so much for making Ref Brandon and the Todd family a part of your day. We always greatly appreciate it. Wanted to start out by saying, if you have not watched yesterday's video yet, and you're a college football fan or know someone who is, please feel free to go back and watch that video and give me your thoughts. I went ahead and put out my projections on who I think is going to win each division in the Power 5 conferences in college football this year. And if you watched yesterday's video, then you know today's video is going to be my weekly Atlanta Braves review. I was going to do it yesterday, and then I thought I'll just wait until Tuesday because last night the Braves and the Mets and the Phillies were all off. None of them played, so there were no changes as far as the standings in the National League East. So I thought I can just do it on Tuesday. Nothing's going to change between today and tomorrow. So that's why my Braves review is going to be on a Tuesday this week and not a Monday, because all three teams up top of the National League East were off last night. The Mets actually lead the Braves by 3.5 games, and the Phillies by 4 games. And the Braves and Phillies kick off a 3-game series tonight. So the winner of that series will be in second place, and the loser will be in third place, since there's only a half a game separating those teams. Of course, the Phillies were without Bryce Harper for a while, but he is back now. And one of the big topics right now while we're talking about baseball is supposedly some of the big-time pitchers cheating and trying to scuff up balls. So if you're a baseball fan, follow along with this and see where it goes. The two biggest names right now that have been accused of it are Garrett Cole of the Yankees and Jacob deGrom of the Mets. So we'll see if this investigation goes anywhere, and if so, where does it go. But as far as the Braves go, over the weekend they took 2 of 3 from the Dodgers. Ian Anderson pitched really good on Friday night into the 5th inning, but then he just fell apart and collapsed, and the bullpen was even worse. Sean Newcomb gave up 3 earned runs in 1/3 of an inning and gave up no hits because he walked all 3 batters to load the bases. And then Grant Dayton came in and gave up a bases clearing double. So all 3 of those runs were charged to Sean Newcomb. It's got to be rough, and you know you're wild as a snake when you give up 3 earned runs and didn't give up any hits. It was all on walks, and that's why Sean Newcomb is in the bullpen now and will probably never be a starter again, at least for the Braves. I used to have high hopes for him. He has good stuff, but he's so inconsistent. And when you average about 5.5 walks per 9 innings out of the bullpen, there's no way you're going to be a starter. But the Braves do have a starter named Tucker Davidson that has started 2 games already, and he's going to start one more time this week. They have not officially said which night and which game he will pitch, whether it'll be against the Phillies or this weekend against the Marlins. But he's looked really good in both of his starts, and I hope he keeps it up so he can take the place of Drew Smyly. I've never been a big fan of Drew Smyly. That's just me. They also finally called up Shane Green on Sunday. He did not pitch, but he is officially on the main roster now. Now, you know he was on the team last year, but in the offseason the Braves let him go, and they let Mark Melancon go, trying to save money and use some of the younger guys from Gwinnett. Now, Mark Melancon signed with the Padres, and he's doing an exceptional job with them. But Shane Green was still a free agent. He was asking for more than the Braves wanted to pay. But after April went by and the Braves realized how bad their bullpen was, they went ahead and re-signed him and gave him the contract he wanted for the rest of the year. But he spent May down at Gwinnett, and they finally caught him up on Sunday. So I'm sure we'll see his debut in one of these 3 games against the Phillies. Now, the Braves played 3 with the Phillies and 3 with the Marlins, and both of those teams are below 500. So let's just hope the Braves can win 4 out of 6 games this week. If they do that, then for the first time this year, they'll be above 500. Not at 500, but above 500. But the series over the weekend against the Dodgers just shows how good the Braves can be if they play well. Now, like I said, Ian Anderson was good until the 5th inning on Friday. Now, Saturday, Charlie Morton gave up 4 runs, but only 2 of the runs were earned. The Braves made 4 errors while he was in the game. One of them was on him, a pickoff move to first base. He threw the ball about 27 feet in the air, and then Swanson made an error, and Austin Riley made 2 errors. And up until Sunday, Austin Riley had been a pretty good defensive player, but he looked bad on Saturday, and I believe that's why he got the day off on Sunday. I think Brian Snitker just felt like, those errors came because he was tired, and I believe that's why he didn't play on Sunday as far as starting at third base. I still say the Braves have to find what they're going to do in left field, because I don't think you'll see Ozuna again this year. But Adrianza and Almonte are both decent hitters, but they're not great, and I just don't see the Braves making it through a full season splitting time in left field between Adrianza and Almonte. Now, Almonte did have a pinch hit home run in the win on Saturday night, but his batting average going into that was, I think, 125. But he had that home run Saturday and then had another hit on Sunday, so maybe he's at 175 now, but still, that's not very good. And Adrianza's hitting like 225, I believe. So they're going to have to find what they're going to do with left field, because I just don't think Adrianza and Almonte is the answer. Now, on Sunday, Max Fried was excellent. He's been very inconsistent this year, but if you recall, Ian Anderson was originally supposed to pitch Thursday's game, but Brian Snitker backed him up a day so that over the weekend they would have Ian Anderson on Friday, Charlie Morton on Saturday, and Max Fried on Sunday, and it worked because they won 2 out of 3 games. So that just shows how good the Braves can be when they play well. Now, they went 4-3 for the week. Now, if you would have told me going into last Monday they were going to be 4-3, I would have thought it was either going to be win 3 out of 4 from the Nationals and then take 1 from the Dodgers, or win all 4 against the Nationals and then get swept by the Dodgers. But they didn't. They split a 4-game series with the Nationals and then took 2 out of 3 from the Dodgers. So again, that just shows how good the Braves can be when they play well. But they've still got to get Freddie Freeman going. He did have a home run in that loss on Friday night, but he's still only hitting, I think, 230. Now, he's always been a notorious slow starter, but it's almost the middle of June now, so it's no longer the beginning of the season. He has to get going. He can't go through the whole season hitting 230, 235, especially now with Ozuna being out, because the only power the Braves have is going to be Freeman and Riley. So Freeman is going to have to get going. I believe if he does get going with Ozuna being out pretty much for the year, they haven't officially said that, but I think he's done for the year. He may be done with a career for the Braves, but I do at least at minimum think he's done for the year. If Freeman does get going, you may see him slide back down to the 3 spot in the batting order where he used to be at, so him and Riley can bat back to back. But as long as he's hitting 230, he's probably going to stay in that 2 hole, because Albies is actually doing a pretty good job in that 3 hole right now. But we'll see what this week has in store for the Braves. They're still only 3.5 games out in the division, and that was because over the weekend when they took 2 of 3 from the Dodgers, the Mets split a 4-game series with the Padres. They lost Thursday and Friday, but they won Saturday and Sunday. And as I said earlier, the Braves have 3 with the Phillies and then 3 with the Marlins on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then the Mets have 3 with the Baltimore Orioles, who are pitiful. tonight, tomorrow, and Thursday, and then they play the Padres again Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And since the Padres are so good, if the Braves can have a good week and go a minimum of 4-2, they should gain some ground on the Mets. But like I said, we'll have to keep an eye out for Jacob deGrom and Garrett Cole and see where this investigation goes into them supposedly scuffing up the baseballs and helping them pitch so good. There's been other pitchers that have been named in this, but Garrett Cole and Jacob deGrom are really the two biggest name pitchers that everybody's going to know who they are that have been named in this. And Major League Baseball says they're investigating, so we'll just have to sit back and wait and see if anything comes of it. But if you're a baseball fan or know someone who is, please feel free to tell them to watch this video and like, comment, share, and subscribe, especially if you're an Atlanta Braves fan. We do a Braves review once a week here on the channel and have been doing that ever since the baseball season started. And if you're new to the channel but you like baseball, scroll down through the videos, because I believe it was in early April, the week before the season started or the week the season started, that I did my opinion of the top 10 all-time Major League Baseball players. I would love to hear your thoughts and comments on who I had as far as my opinion of the best Major League Baseball player of all time. So if you're new to the channel and have not watched that yet, please scroll down through the videos and go back and watch that and leave your thoughts and comments in the suggestion box on the comment page. And I want to say this because I asked him if I could, and he told me I could. I always ask for permission before I do stuff because not everybody wants their first and last name to be known, but he told me I could, so I'm going to say it. And I'm going to say this especially to my friend Eric and my friend Mike and my friend Matthew. If y'all don't know who Joe Carden is, please send him a friend request on Facebook, because on Sunday he posted a picture and it was about the Georgia Bulldogs. I'm not going to say what it was. I don't want to ruin it. But it was about the Georgia Bulldogs. So Eric and Mike and Matthew, I know you guys will want to see this. So please send Joe Carden, and Carden is Carden, a friend request on Facebook. And if you don't follow him, please follow him. He is a goofy guy. He is a character for sure. But he posts some funny stuff. But he posted a Georgia Bulldog helmet on Sunday, and I asked him, dude, can I say your name? And he said, go right ahead. So please send Joe Carden, Carden, a friend request. And if you follow Facebook, and about everybody does, you know when you send somebody a friend request, it pops up that you can leave them, a private message, and just message him and say, Brandon Todd told me to send you a friend request, because he posted a helmet, and it was about the Georgia Bulldogs, and I thought it was funny. Now, Eric, you probably won't find it funny, but Mike, you'll find it funny, and Matthew, you'll find it funny. And some of you guys may know who he is, but if you don't, please send him a friend request, and when he accepts it, if you cannot scroll through his page and find that helmet, tell him to send you the picture, and I'm sure he will resend it. And tomorrow we're going to do our top 10 countdown of the week. Now, last week it was about wrestling, and this week I've had a request to make it about wrestling again. So tomorrow's top 10 countdown will be about wrestling. And last Thursday, let me go ahead and say this now while I'm thinking about it, I did my early season preview on the North Carolina 2021 college football season. But in the video, I threw out some ideas on things I want to talk about coming up here in the next couple of weeks. And one of them I would like to talk about either this weekend or early next week. So if you have not watched that video yet, please go back and watch it, even if you don't care about North Carolina or my thoughts on them, because I want you to hear my suggestions on what I want to talk about coming up here on the channel, because Mike sent me a lot of suggestions, and Matthew sent me a suggestion. I want to get all the suggestions that I can. So I want you, if you're a college football fan or know someone who is, to go back and watch last Thursday's video where I did my early season preview on North Carolina to hear my thoughts and suggestions on things I want to talk about coming up here in the next couple of weeks that have to do with college football. And these are things I want to talk about now before the season starts, because once the season starts, we're going to try to focus on, what's happening on the field. So these are just topics I want to talk about during the so-called off season. And I say so-called because to diehard college football fans, there is no off season, but it's off season as far as there are no games being played right now. And before we get out of here for the day, I'll give you my dad joke of the day. How much does a roof cost? Nothing. It's on the house. And that wraps it up for today's Ref Brandon and the Todd Family YouTube video. Until next time, it's Ref Brandon saying, just like in pro wrestling, life can be over by the count of 3. Tell your friends and family how much you love them. Bye.